Okay, so I thought since I am not doing live streams because I'm ultra busy right now, like 8 projects. I picked up another projects that I was doing prelim work for last year and the last, well, 5, 6 months, which is working with another writer, which I don't do often. I don't work with writers. I don't do writing for other people. But this project was brought to me, and not this one that you're seeing right now, but that was brought to me, right? And suggested, if I was interested in taking on this writer as part of our, Plant Studios, uh, Rising Sun Oceania sort of outfit type thing, right? And so we finally, been working with them over the last couple of um, months, back and forth editing and all that script, just updating whatever, and finally set them up with uh, got a artist after trying several to look at the project and the rates and stuff. Um, Someone ended up with because I like working with people that I've worked with before, and so we got Fra to come on board, and so quite excited. He's already started showing character designs and stuff, and so I'm quite excited to see. And I already know what Fra's work is like, right? So I'm quite excited, and we've already had he's already started doing about 4 pages of mock-ups because I want to see the entire 22 pages or so mocked up before we actually go on to you know um, pencils, because it's good to see the mock-up of the pages, because when you look at it overall, the script is a script, but when it comes to art, when you look at it overall, you have you can see the mock-up, and you can see how every page is going to look, you know prelim to the final pencils, right? And then of course the final inks, and then of course the final coloring, and color flats like I'm doing here with this one. This is a howler, which I'm doing on the Cintiq. You can't really see it, sorry. uh, there you go, the Cintiq that I've been working on, which has been taking a lot of my time, right? So doing color flats to save on cost. And so, yeah, so that's that project we're working on. And then on top of that, I got this other project from a publisher. You can see there's like, hold on, let's go back out. So you can see there's 2 screens. I'm actually got 4 screens. There's one more over there, which I use for live streaming. And of course, then I've got the Syntec. I do most of the reason I'm in bed is because most of my work is done while I'm lying in bed. And at the moment, I'm editing the script, which went from a 22-page script, one shot, to a 48-page script, two shot, 2 issues, mini series. And then it was like, I don't think I need a really, really, you know, good, larger story format to tell it. So it ended up being an 80-page, like when you print it, it's going to be 80-page, but it's about 74, 75 pages, I think, approx, that I've actually done as a story. And it's huge. Like you can see here, let me go closer for you guys. So you can see all the scenes, right? So it's like 80 pages when you look at it. Um, and this is what's been taking up, apart from, as I mentioned, the other thing, this is what's taking up the other part, and why I haven't had the time to live stream and stuff, which I really enjoy, by the way, guys. I really love live streaming. It's I love just talking off the top of my head, not having something planned or anything like that. And so and plus I also like the topics I talk about. I don't, if I don't find it interesting, I don't talk about it. You know, and the other thing is, if I don't know much about it, I don't talk about it either. So usually, if I'm going to talk about something, I need to know, feel confident in myself that I understand, and I don't mean like 100% everything, 100%, but I understand what the basic principle about what I'm talking about is, or the concept. So this is this story that's been brought to me that I basically wrote myself. The idea for it was brought to me, right? Like it's like, okay, there's this thing and this thing and this thing, and I was like, okay, It wasn't. It had been planned for over a decade. That this idea was sitting in the in my publisher's head. Right, he's a good friend of mine, in his head, and and then never got around to doing it. But he just said, hey, he was talking about it. Said, hey, look, and I said, just leave it with me. I'll take care of it. Let me see if basically leave it with me, and I'll figure out how it's going to work. And so, at the end of the day, over the last 4 months, maybe might have been more than that. But anyway, it was left with me, right? So I worked it, and now I'm doing the final, editing of the, going through the editing process of this entire script, right? And which is like editing, like what is it, like about 70 something pages of it. Uh, you know, I don't count the first 3 pages, and because it's interior, it's title, interior, and with the credits, and then also it's then the first page as you open it on your right hand side is where I give you a bit of information, or it's like a forward, or from someone who's read it, or the publisher or whatever, telling you what you earn for, how this all came about, blah blah blah. I think that's very important because sometimes you know people need to know, or just how these things come about. So the other thing was, and then you've got the last pages. So you got the back cover, you got like info about other projects. It's good to tell people what other projects you're working on and that you're planning to put out, because then if they like your work, then they will, you know, maybe think about buying the next one, or even like telling other people. And that's the thing. Like word of mouth is the most important thing in comics. I mean, in bands, like you got a local band and nobody's heard of, but you enjoy it. And maybe even if you don't think it's for you, it might be for somebody else. And that's the thing. That's the important thing about the indie scene, is that just because it might not be your thing, doesn't mean it might not be somebody else's. Like I've got behind this. Hold on, let me put back. So behind this huge, like I think it's about 4 meter, no, 3 meter, whatever. I think it's about 3 meter shelf unit, right? It's just comics. It's just comics, hardcover. I actually, you know, built this thing here myself, so I could have my TVs up there to work on, in front of my bed. So, and of course, you got all the figures. But behind that is a shelving unit that goes like this, which almost is as tall as that, which would be like say about 3 meters, maybe 2.5 meters tall, and then it goes that way, which is another 2 meters, and then this one here, and they're all completely full of hardcover, floppies, and trade paperback comics, and a couple books on Lego and Star Wars and shit, right? But really, um, it's my love of all types of comics. And so it goes from like kids comics, like young adult type stuff, to Art Balthazar, with his like cartoony stuff from Asterix, everything, all the way to high art, right? When you're thinking like really amazing works by the masters, because you know it might not be for everybody, but I might even like it myself, but I buy it because it's something that I think is important, to actually own stuff that you like, or that you could suggest that people might like. But at the end of the day, I mean, like I only buy stuff that I like, right? Why would you buy stuff you don't like? However, sometimes it's good to have a whole lot of different things around, because they could inspire ideas and things in you, right? Um, and then you can work out on how you want to do stuff, um, and how to figure out how panels are set that you might have trouble with, right? It's really, sometimes you think like, well, how you think it's going to be is different to how the artist interprets stuff, or how some other creative person interprets stuff. So hopefully, I might do a bit more of this, a couple like 10-minute videos, or just on my mobile, right? Like just upload it and just say, hey, how's it going? And let you guys know what's going up. But I'm like basically working on 8 projects, and because of my health, right? And I mentioned this on my streams, because I just want people not to feel sorry for me, because screw that. I've lived with this for about 10 years, 12 years, maybe getting longer than that now. Is it 18 years? I can't tell. Anyway, but I've had very serious head injuries over the years, like concussions and stuff like that, and so that limits my ability to concentrate on work related things, things that really consume, your brain matter, right? That you have to think about, that you have to process ideas and concepts, and so because of that, it kind of like I can only do so many hours in a day, and then of course, mentally, thinking wise, creatively, whatever. But also on top of that, I can't do it standing up. I need to lie down. I can't do it sitting up. So it's just so I've learned to have to, deal with by lying in bed on my back, just kind of like sitting upright with my keyboard, in my hand, with this, with my mouse here on my right, and my, my Syntec, which you can't see, uh, right over there, here on my lap while I'm lying with two pillows in my head, right? So it's it is what it is, and you just gotta, this is my passion, and like, I love comics. Like I'm surrounded by pop culture stuff all the time, right? Because I think it's important to be surrounded by things that you love, because then you can look somewhere and go, oh, I'm inspired by that. I'm actually running out of room. At this point, I almost think I'm a hoarder, and I'm okay with that because I love myself. I love what I have, right? So there's no reason to not be happy. So yeah, so just wanted to do a short video, just let you guys know where I'm at, and also, thank you for sharing my videos, for liking them, for subscribing to my channel. I really want to get to 500 very quickly. It's like when you get to that, it's like I think you get recommended more, and then also then you can get like ad revenue, and then you can get super chats, and then whatever the hell, right? It's all the game, right? You got to play the game, and the algorithm likes you or doesn't like you, and but all at the end of the day, I have a team of people that I'm responsible for as an editor publisher, with a studio. So I want them to do well. I want their work to sell. I want people to know their work. I want their people to be able to see their work. And so the channel, is important to have, you know, and so I hope that you guys, will support me going forward. Thank you very much. Ka kite. Catch you on the flip side. Have an amazing day, week, night, evening, wherever you are.